other members of MP Society, and distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for inviting me to give a seminar here. In fact, this is my privilege to be here. I am an alumnus of this institution. So, my early education in this institution played a critical role in what I am today. So, considering the diverse background of guests here, I thought maybe kind of put together a package of information that would, even though the main topic is mental illness and unmet needs, and then also it would help the students here what it takes to develop a drug and the various aspects associated with the development of drug. I thought it may be interesting to them as well. So what I would do, I would take an example of mental illness and unmet need and give an introduction to what we do at REVIVA so that you will have an example when you compare the disease, how the drug is developed. And then finally, I will also give the outlook for the products. So again, in 45 minutes, it's difficult to cover various aspects, and then I will just give a very high level information, and then I would give more time for Q&A. I would be happy to answer any questions you may have, be it a science or a non-science related. Please feel free to raise your questions. I'll try my best to answer. So, REVIVA Pharmaceuticals is a publicly traded company in the United States. We are a NASDAQ listed company. See, I am the sole founder of this company. So today's topic is mental illness and treatment options and unmet needs. Next slide, please. So what I would like to highlight here, what we do at REVIVA Pharmaceuticals, how it is relevant to today's topic. So at REVIVA, we develop new drugs. So development of new drug, in the previous session I was talking, it takes about, average industry timeline is around 15 years. And the success rate in developing new drug is hardly 1%. The failure is 99% in this. It's a highly risk adventure. And then cost associated with developing a new drug, it's close to $500 million. $1 is 80 rupees, so you can calculate how many zeros it will be. It's a lot of money. See, when I say money, I'm not truly talking about the money, it is an accountability. So in today's world, accountability is, it's very important. It's hard to achieve as well in many organizations. So at REVIVA, we are, as being a public company, we have high ethical standards, and you can get all the information. It's on the public domain. So at REVIVA, we develop new therapies for anything to do with neural targets. What's that mean? It's not necessarily related to mental illness or a brain disease. Of course, our lead product, what I'm talking today, it is related to mental illness. But our primary focus is neurological, neuropsychiatry, and immune abnormalities. So, neuropsychiatry, neurological diseases, immune abnormalities, they are very much interconnected. So, we have currently most advanced 2 molecules in development. The molecules discovered, I'm the inventor of this molecule, discovered in-house in our company at REVIVA. We are located close to San Francisco, in California. So this is our pipeline. The 2 molecules highlighted here, if you look at the disease, the programs highlighted here, they are mainly mental illness, neurological disorders, and are also related to pulmonary diseases. And then we call them our molecule as platform therapies. So what do you mean by platform therapies? Platform therapies means a drug can be used for multiple indications at the same dose or a different dose level or different forms. That's called platform therapies. The schizophrenia is the most advanced molecule program. We are currently running phase 3 study. Phase 3 clinical is the most advanced late stage clinical trials before it reaches market. So currently we are doing trials in close to 1,000 patient population in US, Europe, in India. So that's what I'm here to meet all the clinical sites we are currently running. So prior to starting phase 3 study, we completed 2 studies. The one is in phase 1 in stable schizophrenia. Stable schizophrenia in the sense patients, they are stable. They are not harmful generally to themselves or others, but they require maybe lifelong treatment or several years of treatment. And the second study was conducted in acute schizophrenia patients. So they are really acutely ill patients. So I'll walk through the data. So by having data in hand in over 300 patients globally running trials, we advanced the molecule to phase 3 study. If you look at the pipeline here, the drug is being developed for bipolar disorder, major depressive disorder, ADHD. They are closely related psychiatric symptoms. So in the data in hand, we would like to quickly extend this one for other indications. And then if you look at the other 2 programs, the bottom here, that is a pulmonary arterial hypertension and pulmonary fibrosis. So you might be thinking why we are talking about here mental illness drug going to lung disease. What's the connection between the brain and then lung? There is a very good connection between that. We call them, go to the next slide. So it's a very busy slide, but I thought, just to connect you, I would not go into detail. The connection here is, we call them as neurotransmitters. In the brain, there are 3 neurotransmitters play a very critical role in neuropsychiatric, be it schizophrenia or depression, bipolar. That is the dopamine neurotransmitters and the serotonin, norepinephrine. Primarily, neuropsychiatric diseases are caused by imbalancing dopamine and serotonin chemicals, neurochemicals in the brain. So dopamine serotonin imbalance in the brain also causes the immune abnormalities for neuroinflammation, various other conditions. So when immune system goes down, the patients will get a lot of other problems. They may have to live with the rest of their life. Some can be fatal. The PAH and an IPF, pulmonary arterial hypertension, pulmonary fibrosis are, by and large, they are related to immune abnormalities. Of course, some are occupational related, not necessarily due to psychiatric conditions. And then some are related to drug-induced. So there are many drugs currently in the market, also known to cause PAH. So often you may not be knowing, so drugs are used for treatment of particular disease. They can also cause other diseases can be lifelong, patients may have to live with. That's extremely important to look for newer drug. They are more safe than what it is in the current market. So that's why development of new therapies are very important. Especially country like India, we have 140 crores population compared to United States is hardly 300 million. It's almost like less than 1/3 of Indian population. But majority of the drugs come from US. The reason for that is US is primarily the economy. If you want to understand this process in terms of money, economy, you can correlate with the economy. US economy is primarily driven by innovation. So a country like India, again, I would not go into detail. You mentioned that here in India there are many companies. I've been in this field over 20 years. Even though in India you see many drugs, to date, not a single new drug developed in India. Not a single new drug developed in India. Every single drug what we use here developed outside India. So it is extremely important, especially younger generation, the students here, to take interest in research activities, because Western countries, especially US and Europe, they don't manufacture anything. Everything manufactured in China or in India or Eastern Europe. They only do discovery and then outsource it here. So by discovering, medicines are more affordable in that country. So being in India, younger population with 140 billion people, 140 crores people, it is extremely important younger generation to take part in science and innovation. Now, having said that, the drug development is a very lengthy process. So now coming to this one, the drug what I'm currently working on, I started this drug discovered in 2010. So now it's been close to 12 years. I'm chasing this molecule. We put hundreds of millions of dollars in this company to develop this drug. Hopefully, in the next 2 to 2.5 years, this will be the global market for schizophrenia, first indication, and then eventually it will be approved for additional indication. Now, coming to the science, the connection between the mental illness and the lung disease. The dysfunctional, we call them in scientific term, signaling in the sense, the information, the neurotransmitters, dopamine, serotonin, involved in transmitting signals from brain to various parts of the body, and then what we do day-to-day activities. Basically, they are signal carriers. Dysfunctional signal carrier can lead to various diseases. So particularly here, the dysfunctional dopamine serotonin signaling in the brain, they are known to cause psychotic symptoms and then neurological diseases such as mainly Alzheimer's and Parkinson's. And in the lung, they are implicated in pulmonary arterial hypertension, pulmonary fibrosis. And another indication is immune abnormalities, is skin disease. If you look at many patients who suffer from depression, schizophrenia, often they also have skin disease, mainly psoriasis. The current literature around 30 to 40% mental illness patients, they suffer from psoriasis. This is a major problem. Currently, there is no cure for psoriasis. They have to live with the rest of their life. So here, our drug, brilaroxazine, has shown good efficacy not only for schizophrenia and related symptoms, but also showed good efficacy for pulmonary arterial hypertension, pulmonary fibrosis, and psoriasis as well. Many of the scientific works in this area have already been published. We continue to publish. If you are interested, you can log on to our company website, REVIVA.com. So now coming to here, what's the connection between the schizophrenia, bipolar, and major depressive disorder? If you look at here in the right-hand corner, schizophrenia patients, the dopamine imbalance is very high. And then depression patients, serotonin imbalance is very high. Bipolar, as the name describes, bipolar, they are somewhere in between, imbalance of both. So that's how a broad spectrum